Hey guys, welcome back to another Zoho Analytics tutorial. Most of the time we're focused on connecting our data sources, cleaning and prepping that data to be used in charts, which then go on dashboards that we can convey to our stakeholders to give them their necessary information. But there's one key piece that we fail to remember. That is that we need to maintain those connected data sources. So in today's video, I want to make sure we know how to set up alerts in Zoho Analytics so that we can have confidence in our already connected sources. Let's get to it. All right, the first step in creating an alert in Zoho Analytics is that you have to create some sort of chart off of a data source. So for this example, I'm going to use a leads table. All I have is the date, the source of the leads, and the count. So these counts are grouped up by source and date. I'm going to go ahead and create a pivot view. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know how much I love these pivot views. Makes it really easy to see everything. Now I'm going to go source and lead count. All right, so I have chosen source and lead count because my goal is to say, give me an alert if my lead count in that day is ever below 300. So now this is summing up everything, and I just want to see day by day. So I'm going to go here and drop a date into the filters, select relative so that I can choose today. So now it's just going to show me today. So if I set up this alert right now, as we're going to do, I don't want anything below 300 or it should send me an alert. So you can see it should send me an alert on these two right here. So I'm going to go ahead and save it as alert. And now it's saved. I'm going to go up here and click on the view mode. You can now see what it looks like to a user. And since this is just going to be an internal one for me, I don't really care about the title or description. All I care about is this little clock now. Alert. If I have any other alerts set up, I can manage them through here. But I'm going to go ahead and create alert. And then I will give it a name. So I'll just do leads alert. Perfect. Now that I have this name, we can move on to this alert based on section. Now it defaults to grand summary, which means it's just going to evaluate your grand total in your chart. If we click on subtotal, it gives you the options to select which row we're going to evaluate. So mine only has a source. If you have different rows, you'll go ahead and select the correct one. But for simplicity's sake, I only have one in this chart, so I'm going to select source. And then since I only have one or two columns split up by source, it's not going to let me select anything here, which makes it easy. If I want to evaluate by data, then it's going to look at everything. But that's a little more detailed for another video. We're going to stick to subtotal since we want to see by source that they don't get below 300 per day. So once I select source, I can move down to conditions. So alert me when the following condition matches. So I want to make sure that I'm counting up the lead count so that it evaluates my lead count column here instead of just something with the name. Now, I said, give me an alert when the lead count is less than 300. So as you can see, as I drop this down, you have so many different options to choose from. And then you can also drop this down. And if you have, depending on your data and depending on what you choose is empty, it's going to knock that out. Less than, equal to, between, it's going to change that up for you. So let's stick to less than 300. And now you can add other conditions, but this is sufficient for our example. Now, how often do you want to be alerted? In our case, I put those filters on as show me each day. So that's what I want the alert to send me. So daily alerts at what time? Well, I kind of want to wait till the end of the day to get my alert so that analytics has time to load up all of the alerts from my data source. So I'm going to say, let's go ahead and you'll notice this is all in military time. So I'm going to say 6 p.m. Now, I'm not going to do this only if results change. I just want it to send me an alert every single day if there is one of those columns that's lower than 300 leads. Now, the last section, which I think is super nice to have, is the action to perform. Now, a lot of times you can just send it in an email. If it's just going to you, you can choose your preferred method. And lots of times that's going to be the in-app notification, which will, if you click here, it's just going to say which users. And if you're in here as a builder in Zoho Analytics, you're constantly going to be in here, so that's an easy place to look at it. But you do also have the option to send an email, Slack message, Microsoft Teams, and then a webhook, which is a little different. Most of the time that's not used. But if you'd like me to go into more detail on that, let me know in the comments, and I'd be happy to. For this example, we're going to stick to email, which is most common. Now, it's going to automatically input your user information, which is fine for me. But if you want to change that, that's perfectly fine. Go ahead and change what from email it's coming from. You can say even notifications, which is usually good if you're sending it out to somewhere else, especially stakeholders. And then which email it's going to, the subject of your email, and then if you want to include a message, that's great. I highly recommend including the report. Now, as inline message or attachment, that's completely up to you. It doesn't really make a difference in any case I've used, but this is really helpful, as when the email gets sent, they know to what it's referring, which chart they should look at, and how to go back into analytics and dive deeper to see what's wrong. Now, this is how you can set up the alert, and I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Now my alert's set. You can go back in and check all of the alerts you have set up over here on the left-hand side. In settings, and then down here to the bottom, it's alerts. Now here is that alert that we have set up. It shows us the view name we've used, the alert name, the last time it was run, which it has not run yet because this is not going to start till 6 p.m. tomorrow, since it's already past 6 p.m. that I'm recording this video. Next scheduled time is actually going to be our first time, February 1st, 2024 at 6 p.m. Now, active status, I can turn it off, I can turn it on there if you need to update those alerts. I recommend turning it off if you're going to make any changes so that things don't get sent out accidentally while you're making those changes. You can go ahead and run it now. You can also edit the alert, view the alert history, view anything, who created it, and then trash it if you're completely done with it. Now, this is how you can create alerts and how you can view them and manage them. Please let me know if I've missed anything, if you'd like to learn anything more on this, and anything else you'd like to learn about Zoho Analytics, I'd love to share. As always, like, subscribe. I really appreciate your support, and we'll see you in the next video.